All right, guys, let's try to tackle this GRE question. It reads a mixture of 12 grams of vinegar and oil is 40% vinegar, where all of the measurements are by weight. How many grams of oil must be added to the mixture to produce a new mixture that is only 25% vinegar? So it's gonna be very simple to solve this question if we start by getting out the variables and the numbers. So the solution. So let's take the questions step by step. A mixture of 12 grams of vinegar and oil is 40% vinegar. So which means vinegar is equal to 12 times 40%. This implies 12 times 0.4, which is equal to 4.8. Oil is equal to 60%. But the shorter way to do this, if we know the total is 12, it means oil is going to be 12 minus vinegar, which is equal to 7.2. We already get data from the first part of the equation. Now they say how many grams of oil must be added to the mixture to produce a new mixture that is only 25% vinegar. So from this question we can deduce that you need to add oil, but vinegar is unchanged. We are not adding, no addition here. We are not adding vinegar. So vinegar remains unchanged, but the quantity of vinegar is going to decrease from 40% to 25%. So which means that we have a few variables. So 25%, let new mixture equal to x. So this implies 25 over 100 of x is equal to vinegar. Vinegar is 25% of the new mixture, and we know vinegar to be 4.8. If we divide it by 1, it goes here 4 times, and if we cross multiply, assume that's 1 over there, this implies that x is equal to 4.8 times 4, which is equal to 19.2. So we have the new total mixture, like we had 12 here. This time it's going to be 19.2. So we have most of the variables, but we don't know what oil is, the new oil that has been added. And a simple way to get the new oil that has been added is simply subtracting the old oil from the new, the old total from the new total, you get the difference. So change in oil is equal to 19, make it look pretty here. It's going to be 19.2 minus 12, which is equal to, I think, 7.2. 19.2 minus 12 is 7.2. So that's how much more oil was added to the equation to make this statement here true. And we can verify that answer simply by computing numbers here. So for this answer to be correct, we know that the total mixture total for this answer to be correct, we have vinegar plus old oil, because vinegar did not change, that's why I repeated old oil plus new oil plus new oil is equal to 19.2. So we know vinegar to be 4.8. Old oil was, from our calculation here, 7.2. New oil, I said, is 7.2. It's equal to 19. Again, remember, we're trying to prove that our answer is correct. So 4 plus 7 is 4.7 plus 7 is 11, plus this is 18. 8 plus this is 19.2. So 19.2 is equal to 19.2. So that's the end of the problem. So I'm just going to take a recap here. Remember that they said 40% of the previous mixture was vinegar, which is 4.8. Oil is 60% of that same solution. And we already know a simple way of doing it is total minus one of the variables that we have, since we only have two variables, gives you 7.2. So now they have a new part of the problem that says how many grams, remember we're measuring in grams, how many grams of oil must be added to the mixture, added to the mixture to 12 grams, which is why we did the calculation here, if I can see it, 19.2 minus the mixture, 12 grams. So that's how much, that's the difference that was added to such that only 25% of vinegar is in the solution. And we know vinegar to be 4.8. So all we did was 25 over 100 times, or 25 over 100x equal to 4.8. Cross multiply, you have 4.8 times 4 gives you 19.2. That's a new mixture. And to get a change in oil will be 19.2 minus the old mixture, which is 7.2. To prove that your answer is correct, vinegar, which did not change, plus old oil plus new oil should be equal to 19.2 grams. So we know that vinegar was 4.8, old oil was 7.2 based from this answer here. New oil, we got the difference to be 7.2, should be equal to this. And when we do our calculation, we have 19.2 is equal to 19.2. And that's the end of the solution, guys. Please drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know if there's a different way that I could have solved this problem in a short amount of time.